Welcome to day 37 of How to Automate Your Law Firm in 90 Days. I am Shay Jackson, your AI automation specialist. I am excited about this video. This is part one of creating a voice AI agent for your law firm. Total game changer. I will be using Vapi and N8N to create it. Let's dive in. Let's get started. I am on the Vapi website. In order to get there, you just type in vapi.ai, and this is what it will look like. Now, in order to sign up, it's really easy. You go to sign up, and you can sign in using your Google account, GitHub, Discord, or you can sign in with by signing up and putting in your email address, okay, and creating a password. That is what Vapi looks like. So let me go to my Vapi dashboard, and I want to show you the setup for our law firm receptionist. Okay, I'm excited. Let me click on the overview right quick just so that you can see. So when you log in, it may by default take you to your overview, which is just your dashboard, and you see it shows the number of minutes, the number of calls, etc. Here is where some of the magic happens. I have created an assistant, and it is the ABC Law Firm receptionist. Her name is Rachel. Now, here is the model, and what I want to do is I am going to show you, just going over real quick, in case you want to create your own prompt, what this prompt is. So here it is, a lot bigger so that you can read it. I gave the law firm receptionist a role. You are Rachel, an AI assistant at ABC Law Firm. Your job is to engage callers, understand their needs related to personal injury claims, and guide them toward the next steps. Speak in a warm, professional, and empathetic manner using the second person perspective. Okay. And now here are the tasks, and I'll just touch on them just a little bit. Basically, telling the assistant to greet the client warmly, and also introduce yourself. I will give a demonstration. And you see also, not only do I give like a brief description, oh, let me put law firm. Not only do I give a brief description, but in some of these, I also give examples. And this is just training the model so that it will know what to do or how or what to say. This is good. And what separates it from just being a generic message to a specific message for your law firm. Ask about the client situation. Again, here it gives an example. Also, listen and provide reassurance, active listening, listen to the caller's concerns, and respond with empathy and understanding. Now, once the client or the potential client tells why they would like to use ABC Law Firm, or they're interested in setting up an appointment or finding out more information about ABC Law Firm, what I did was put in here telling the caller, oh, yes, our law firm has expertise in that type of personal injury. And I am using ABC Law Firm as a personal injury, a law firm that handles personal injuries. But you can imagine if it was an employment lawyer, immigrant lawyer, a state attorney, and just putting the types of services that you offer, so that whenever the potential client is talking, we want the receptionist to be able to respond and say, yes, here's the type of expertise our law firm has. Okay. We go down, we talk about gauging the level of interest. Do they want to move forward or get more information? Next steps. So we're asking them how would they like to move forward. If they say they are interested and want to move forward, what we're going to do is we're going to ask them for their full name. And they may have given it to us before, but we want to make sure. And when they give it to us, we want to make sure we spell it out, and that's down here. So, again, confirming the type of legal matter they need help with, and we're going to ask them their preferred date and time. Now, not in this video. In the next video, we are going to set up tools in Vapi that we will also be setting up in N8N. And one of them is check of appointment availability. We want to make sure that our receptionist checks to make sure that an attorney is available during that time. And if it is, what they'll do is proceed with collecting additional details, and here is the information down here that they'll be collecting. If not, they'll look for available times, and that's in that specific day. But if there are not any times available, then what the assistant will do is ask them to pick another date and wait for their response. And here you see, if time is unavailable, offer alternative slots and wait for the client's choice. Okay, because we want to always put customer service first whenever, even if it's a voice agent. Okay, now if they're moving forward to schedule an appointment, what we're doing is we're collecting their full name, and what we're asking the assistant to do, and I'll say receptionist and assistant interchangeably, we're asking them to ask the client to spell their first and last name to ensure that we have the correct spelling. Okay, the email address, phone number, and preferred method of communication. And here is just an example of what we talked about, and it's showing the receptionist, this is what it looks like. This is an example of somebody giving their full name, spelling it out, and then what their response will be. Okay. So let me scroll down. Now, if they're just seeking more information and they don't want to schedule a call schedule an appointment, what we'll tell them is we'll have a team member reach out to you if there's information that they need more of. We're again, okay, schedule an appointment so that you can have an attorney answer those specific questions that you may have. And this is good because what we don't want the receptionist to do is hallucinate, which means make up something and it's not true about your law firm. Okay, so we're guiding them. If they don't know the answer, guide them to scheduling an appointment. Okay, maintain a helpful and knowledgeable demeanor, and again, just talking and helping the assistant or the agent, and I'll use agent, the agent, to know how to respond. Now, thank them, and on a positive note, always close the conversation with gratitude and a positive tone. And here is an example. Okay, we're giving them a reminder. Remember, your goal is to provide valuable information, generate interest in ABC Law Firm services, and assure the caller they will be contacted for the next steps. Okay. Conversation style. Again, even though we've said and we told them that they're professional, warm, and friendly, we want to say it again. Reiteration. Okay. Keep responses short and conversational. Use the customer service, the customer's first name throughout the conversation, because it's personalized, and it makes the caller, it feels good that, oh, you remembered my name. Again, even though it's an agent, we like that personal touch. Never say you are running functions, and we're just telling them things so that it doesn't make it seem like it's an agent. Be knowledgeable about personal injuries. Steer conversation back on track if needed. If the customer is cut off, politely ask them to repeat. Only greet once at the beginning. Never repeat what the client said without reason. Again, avoid saying the same thing twice. Handle their cause of personal injury with care. There's one more that I want to enter in, and I'll make sure that I enter it in. And I'm saying if they don't know an answer, use ABC Law Firm's knowledge base. If you still can't answer the question, politely tell them you are unable to answer the question, and you will have an expert reach out to them with more information. Okay. All right. And here, just this is an example of, again, even though I had examples kind of intermittently through the prompt, what I did was at the end give a continuous flow of what a conversation would look like. So let's go to Vapi and let's take a look. And what I want to do is I want to add this as well. All right. And see, this is the same thing that I was showing in that Word document. So when you're at your assistant, here we are in the model tab, okay? You can give the first message, and this is what the assistant will say. And that's why I'm calling it assistant. What the assistant will say. And again, her name is Rachel, and here is the system prompt. Over here on the right hand side, here I am using the LLM or large language model I am using is OpenAI, and the model is GPT 4o. Okay. Now, remember, I put in here that if you don't know how to answer the question, refer to the ABC Law Firm knowledge base. Here is where that file is. Now, what I had to do is go to the files, and I uploaded it. Okay. And all it is, let me show you some of the information that's on there. And it's just basic information. So whenever you are creating your, is this it? Oh, hold on one second. Let me find it. So whenever you are creating your knowledge base, what you want to do is just have information that, you know, you may have on your website, but most times people don't want to read it. They just want to call and they want to talk to someone and just have their questions answered. So here is the knowledge base that I'm using for the ABC Law Firm, and you see just general information that I'm giving, facts, but you can add so much information. The last video that I created was on a RAG agent, and this is kind of the same thing, but this is like a light version because I don't have as much information. So think about the types of questions that when someone is interested in using your law firm, the types of questions that they ask, the frequently asked questions. What information do you believe is important that you would like for the caller to have? That will set your law firm apart because you're, again, thinking of customer service first and trying to meet their needs as much as possible on the phone because you want to get them in to an appointment. Okay, that's the goal. Yes, we are able to handle your type of case. Let's schedule an appointment. Okay, so this is, again, the knowledge base that I put in this file. So let me go back to assistance. So that is the files. The temperature I left. And just to explain the temperature, it's something you see in, if you use ChatGPT or Claude, any type of large language model, basically it's how close do you want it to be to the being exact, okay? And the temperature is from zero, is ranges from 0 to 1. Let me see if this one may be higher, and let me just make sure. And you see what it says, it controls the randomness. So we want to make ours a 5 because we don't want it to sound like a robot just immediately answering the questions verbatim from our knowledge base, but we do want to give the assistant a little bit of creativity. Okay, and the max tokens, I just left that there by default. It's 250 tokens. That's like I mentioned, that's there by default. Okay, so now that is the model. And I'll scroll down some so that you can see there's nothing else. Basically, the prompt that we have, and also being able to choose the LLM you'd like to use. Now, one thing that I will say is I am using OpenAI. I'm used to using ChatGPT for when it first came out. GPT 4.0 is a good version to use. If you want to use another provider, whether it's Claude, Olama, I'm not sure. Let me see. Oh, here's some. You can use Gemini, you can use Grok, you can use Mistral, DeepSeek, Perplexity. Just make sure that the model is comparable to GPT 4.0, and you could probably throw a prompt in whatever large LLM you're using to ask, what is comparable to GPT 4.0, so that you, again, this is your brand and you want to make sure that it is the best representation that you can give as possible. All right. The cost, you see, it's for us to have a discussion is 16 cents a minute. So let's dive in to transcriber, and we're going to go over, we went over model. In this video, we're going to go over transcriber and also voice functions. Is going to be for the next day 38 video, where we talk about different functions and creating webhooks in N8N. So let's go to transcriber. In my opinion, in working with this, the DeepGram is the best provider, and I have seen videos, and that is what they've chosen as well. So I kind of stick with what, again, is a good provider, because this is a voice agent. We're using English, but you see they have several languages that you can choose from. Okay, and the model Nova 2, that is by default, and I left it there. So now let's go to voice. The provider that I am using for this agent, and you see you have several other ones. I am using 11 Labs, and the voice is Sarah, and you'll get to hear in just a second. To me, Sarah is a very natural voice. So in order to use 11 Labs, you would need to have an API key so that you can connect to 11 Labs. And let me see, if is it at provider keys? Oh, here we go, right here. How am I using Rachel? I believe I did connect my. I do believe I connected my 11 Labs API key. And I'll look for, hold on, let me see, API logs. Yeah, I connected my API key. Some things changed around, so what I'll do is I'll look and see, because I did have to connect something in order to use 11 Labs. I believe it's been so long since I set this up. Let me just take a look, and then the next video, I will follow up back with that. Okay. So let me go back to voice. I'm using Sarah, and that is it. So the default background noise, what you can do is choose, and I left it at default, is choose if you want it to sound like there's an office in the back, to kind of make it a little bit more realistic whenever your assistant is talking to the caller. The stability, all of this information I left the same. There's nothing that I changed. Let's try Rachel out, our ABC law firm receptionist.
Hello, thank you for calling ABC Law Firm. My name is Rachel. May I ask who I am speaking with? How can I assist you today?
Yes, hello, Rachel. My name is Shay Jackson, and I was just calling to see if your law firm handled my type of personal injury case.
Hi, Shay. Thank you for reaching out. I'd love to help. Could you please tell me a little bit about your situation or what you're looking for assistance with?
Thank you. Well, I was in a clothing store and there was something slippery on the floor that I didn't see. I slipped and I fell and I broke my arm.
I'm really sorry to hear about your fallen injury, Shay. That sounds painful and frustrating. At ABC Law Firm, we have experience in handling slip and fall incidents. Our team is skilled in proving liability and recovering damages for injuries like yours. Would you like to discuss how we can move forward with your case, or would you prefer more information about how the process works?
Can you give me a little bit more information about how the process works?
Of course, Shay. When it comes to slip and fall cases, our first step is to investigate the circumstances surrounding your accident thoroughly. This includes gathering evidence such as photos of the scene, incident reports, and witness statements to establish liability. We also focus on documenting the extent of your injuries and the impact they've had on your life. From there, we work to negotiate with the responsible party or their insurance company to seek fair compensation for your medical expenses, lost wages, and any pain and suffering. If a settlement isn't possible, we are fully prepared to represent you in court. Does that help clarify the process? If you'd like, we can set up a consultation to dive deeper into your case and talk about the next steps.
Yes, I would like to set up an appointment.
Great, Shay. Before we schedule your consultation, let's get some basic details. Can you please spell your first and last name for me?
Yes, my first name is CHE and my last name is Jackson, Jackson.
Thank you, Che. Just to confirm, your last name is spelled Jacksom, is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you for confirming, Che. Next, could you please provide your email address and spell it out to ensure I enter it correctly?
Yes, my email is iamshayjackson@gmail.com. It is spelled IamCheJackson
Thank you, Che. Now, what's the best phone number for us to reach you?
954-555-1212.
Got it. Your phone number is 9545551212. Is that correct?
That's correct. And can you tell me what you have as my email address just to make sure you have the right thing wrote down?
Absolutely, Che. I have your email address as iamchejackson@gmail.com. Does that look correct to you?
Yes, that is correct.
Great. Now let's find a time for your consultation. Do you have a
That is Rachel for ABC Law Firm. And amazing. Again, this is a great game changer for law firm. And that is it for our demonstration, our part one demonstration of Rachel, our ABC Law Firm receptionist. If you have any questions about Vapi, N8N, or AI automation, I will have a link in the description box where you can schedule a 30-minute free consultation. I am Shay Jackson, your AI automation specialist. Have a great day.